Well, hey folks, here it is. Welcome to week 8 of your accountability program, Shape Up for Summer. Can you believe it? You've been doing this for 2 months now, keeping up with your healthy habits. My hope is that your experience has been able to give you the power to see just how much keeping up with consistency in your day-to-day habits can be transformative in even a short period of time as 2 months. It's just a drop in the bucket compared to the rest of your life, but 2 months, even though 8 weeks feels like a really long time, it really is just a window out of your life. So today I wanted to go over the mindset shift that's required to go from an accountability program to a lifestyle of maintenance. So really, I know there probably are some habits that you don't necessarily want to continue for the rest of your life, but there's probably some aspects of your habits that you want to keep going forward and keep them as a permanent part of your lifestyle. You may choose just to pivot or tweak some of the details to make it comfortable going forward. But the first challenge is really how to resist that concept of taking a break from all the work you've been doing. A lot of times when people perceive the ending of a program, they think, oh, finally I can just take a break, chill out a little bit, surf, maybe just kind of float along. That can be a really tempting place to almost start going in reverse, but we don't want to have that happen. The reason why we do that is because a lot of times when we pick a program to follow, we make it so intense that it's like you're craving for a break. You can't wait for the weekend for a cheat day or some time off. So really, what I want you to do going forward is to continue the elements of your program that seem the most natural. My hope is that you picked habits that were pretty natural, they were kind of exciting, and they turned into some things that you feel like that you can't really live without now, especially if they were contributing to positive aspects of your life. Like if your exercise gave you more energy, if eating healthier made you feel less sluggish, if it started improving some of your health symptoms. It's almost like you can't really imagine going back now after doing 8 weeks of it, right? If it does come up where you're feeling that urge to quit and just taking a long break, you might want to ask yourself, what is it about my habits that I feel like I want to get away from? What can I do to make them a little bit more appealing, a little bit more sustainable? And that's going to help you translate it into more of a lifestyle. But really, calling this the end of the program isn't very realistic. I mean, it's the end of me producing episodes to support you on a week-to-week basis, but really, you're going to be continuing with, hopefully, all of the new habits that you've been implementing over the last couple of months. Really, the entire point of the series was to create accountability for you to just continue habits and get those brain patterns really engaged, get those habits really ingrained so they feel like second nature. So this brings me to the concept of maintenance. I've got 3 ratios I think are going to help put this in perspective for you for a long-term lifestyle of healthy habits. Okay, so 3 ratios. We didn't know we were going to be talking math today, but I've got 3 ratios for you. So the first one you've heard before, it's the 80-20 rule. So basically that's 80% of the time you're adhering to your healthy habits, you're following the healthy lifestyle, the healthy eating, the exercise, all of those things you're doing on an 80% basis. The 20% is a little bit of wiggle room because we all have days where we're off or we kind of mess up, but hopefully you're not messing up more than 20% of the time. So if you're following 80% of the time on track with your habits, you're still going to be making progress towards your final ultimate goals. You're still going to be ingraining those patterns, those behavior patterns that reinforce repeated behavior and continued effort. So you're going to get the benefit out of your habit if you can maintain it 80% of the time. It's great because it's not 100. It's great because it does give you that little bit of wiggle room. It's not super restrictive. You can fit it into most situations. But sometimes life pops up with a little bit more and you need more of a 50-50 rule. So ratio number 2 is 50-50. I really recommend 50-50 when you are going on vacation. So vacation is a time where we really want to enjoy ourselves, we want to indulge, we want to be able to do stuff we don't normally do, eat foods we don't normally eat, or just relax if we don't feel like exercising all the time. So I really appreciate the 50-50 rule for that purpose. So 50-50 allows you to indulge more in things that you wouldn't normally do, but it's not going to let you off the hook completely going all the way to 0. I find there can be a real danger in going all the way to 0. It's really hard to go completely it's very difficult to go completely off track and then gather the momentum to get back on track. 50-50 lets you do plenty of indulging without going to the extreme of getting sick. It just seems to be a nice happy medium to provide plenty of opportunities for indulgence, getting some of those cravings, letting yourself have a good time without compromising your hard work that you've been doing. I think 50-50 is really critical when you're in the first year of your behavior change. If you're a 10-year veteran at behavior change, 50-50 isn't really critical. I think you might be able to test the waters with a little bit more time off track, but in that first year or so of behavior change, 50-50 is a really great guideline. It's a safety net to keep you from just completely giving up on your program. And so the last ratio is 90-10. 90-10 comes in handy when you want to rein it in, get a little bit more control, and really focus. So sometimes this is a strategic ratio to implement when you come back from vacation. So you're feeling like you got off track a little bit, you ramped up some cravings, kind of fed into that, maybe picked up a bad habit in the 5 or 10 days you're on vacation. So a 90-10 can get you really laser focused for a period of time. The caution with 90-10 is that I don't like to use that for a very long period of time, maybe 30 days max. It's a lot of focus and it works better in small increments, like a 90-10 week, where you're on track 90% of the time and just giving yourself a little bit of a leeway. So you're really following a more rigid program. You might even do 95%, right? So you're just trying to really follow something really strict to get your mindset back on track. It's all about training the brain for repeated behavior. So if you get those patterns down, the more you can repeat them in a 90 or 95% ratio, then you're really strengthening those habits again. So that 90-10 is a great time to hop back on track, or if you feel like you need a little window of focus, like maybe a spring cleanse or something where you're just needing a little bit of window to really focus towards a particular goal. 90-10 works great. To break it down, you've really done the hard work. 8 weeks of focus and 8 weeks of practice of behavior change is a lot of work. So now the easy part is just executing and continuing the momentum. And feel free to review previous episodes if you need those reminders of motivation, if you need those mindset boosts. Feel free to review any of the previous episodes. You can go all the way back to the beginning of April, where the show first started getting going. It's all here for your access. And as another opportunity for additional support, I did want to offer the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. I do have some limited spots available this summer to take on a few clients if you want to do really directed coach to client accountability one-on-one spots. I have a few available, and I'm offering a 15% discount on my packages. There is some really great cost savings in there as well. I'll put a link in the description onto my website in the packages so you can check them out. But definitely take advantage of it if you feel like you need a little bit more going forward with the 8 weeks, or you want that really intense accountability and some personalization to your goals. That's what I'm here for. And then stay tuned for the next iteration of Your Inspired Life. I'm going to be taking a break for a while, but I'm coming back with a new focus on goal setting and life design. So we conquered healthy living in the past few months, really looking at healthy habits, but that is the foundation work. The foundation work is getting healthy habits so you could focus on the big goals of your life. And that's what I'm going to be talking about next. So my mission is to really help people design a life path that incorporates creativity, freedom, independence, career independence, all of that together to design that type of lifestyle that really makes you happy. The traditional career path can often lead to draining your energy. It can lead to burnout. It can make you feel like you don't have any autonomy over what you can do to earn money. It leaves us at the mercy of the organizations that control us. And so I'll be coming back telling my personal story of how I escaped the 9-to-5, became self-employed as an entrepreneur, dietitian, artist. There's a lot of iterations of what I've done to create the lifestyle that I have, but I want to share that with you guys going forward. I had to prioritize what mattered to me most, and that was my time and my creative ability to generate income for myself. So until then, take care, and here's to staying on track with healthy habits for life.